Hey.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Francis,
Sophia.
Charlize.
Neely.
Anna.
Cindy.
Justine. And Joyce.
and you're listening to
Spicy Advice.
We will be answering your most hard-hitting questions. Boys, you gave us very good questions, and one of them was, my friend keeps flirting with my boyfriend. What should I do? What do you guys have to say about that?
Okay, so it's kind of hard to say because we don't really know the context of like what's happening. If he or she is actually flirting, like, do you understand? Like, some people can have like,
Or if they're just being friendly.
yeah.
First of all, what kind of friend would flirt with your boyfriend? Like, let's be honest. That's a red flag in itself.
Yeah, that ain't true. Those are not true friends, right? Yeah.
I would definitely agree. I would say in this situation, I would definitely confront your friend before your boyfriend, because if your friend's the one flirting, then that's where the issue is starting.
But I would say to just, like, be sure that it's flirting, like, before jumping to conclusions, because, like, always, like, nice. And, like, be nice about it if you're, like, confronting them. Like, I guess just don't start attacking them, because then you could, like, hurt your friendship. But, yeah, just, like, be sure about it before you say something, maybe.
I totally agree. In my opinion, confrontation is definitely the way to go, but you kind of have to watch where you're going because you don't want to seem too aggressive, and also it's a way to avoid drama, so just don't jump to conclusions.
Oh, and like, trust is a big thing. So you might cause, like, problems in your relationship because you have to, like, trust your boyfriend, right? Yeah. You have to, like, make sure, like, he doesn't get offended that you think he's cheating on you. But, like,
you can't assume
yeah.
things.
Just if she's flirting or whatever, what if he's not doing anything about it? Like, if it's not friending him, then it's...
Trust is key, people.
Trust is everything. That's it.
I agree.
Yes,
The second most popular question that we got is, there's this guy I like, but he's really antisocial, so it's hard to talk to him or make conversation. What should I do?
Well, if he's really introverted, try to just initiate it first. Like, be the first one to maybe just start saying hi, or even just smiling at him would be a good first step.
Yeah, just, like, small talk. Small steps.
Yeah.
Don't
be too aggressive, though.
Yeah.
I can relate to this situation a lot, so my advice is to literally just make the first move. You know, you don't want to...
Be too aggressive.
Yeah.
Don't be
Although I already
too...
said
Don't,
that.
don't put too much
overbearing.
on the table. Like, you know.
Oh, I feel like you should also, like, talk to them one-on-one. Because I feel like they're more themselves and, like, they'll open
Groups
up more.
would not be a good idea.
Yeah, groups don't. Yeah, not in a group.
Not in the group. That is not.
I can just imagine. Hi.
Just, like, don't rush the process. Like, you can take things slower.
Patience is probably, like, the most important
Patience
thing.
is a virtue, guys.
But at the same time, nothing will happen if you don't try.
That is so true.
Yeah, like what everyone else is saying, you have to be patient with him, start the conversations, compliment him, you know, that will, like, perk his interest with you.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, compliment them. And, like, just to, like, start something off. Like, if you notice that they have a haircut, be like, oh, that's a nice haircut, you know? And then guys really like it when you, like, you notice the little things. Or be like, if he's wearing, like, a new jacket, be like, oh, is that new? So it's, like, it's you're indicating that, like, you notice him.
Yeah.
So then it'd be good, like, oh, like, she notices me, right? So he'd be like, you know, oh.
Honestly, eventually, like, once you start making little conversation, they will burst out of their bubble. You just have to be super patient, like everyone else said.
And honestly, if you just keep doing, like, saying hi or whatever, they'll probably start saying hi to you. And then you can start conversations from there, and it'll come more natural as well.
So, how do you guys feel about girls who dump older friends for their boyfriend?
Okay, let me say something. Those boys literally have no life. I'm sorry, but once they drop all their friends just for this one girl and they realize, like, oh my gosh, I have nobody left, they're gonna feel like they're down in the dumps. They have no one else to go to. They're dependent on that one person, and it's just, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good to be dependent like on anything.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is, it's like your friends are there before your boyfriend, and they or like even whoever, like if it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, your friends are there before them, and they're like if you guys ever break up, knock on wood, who's gonna be there for you if you dump them?
Exactly.
Bows before bros.
Yes.
I think it's like vice versa with girls. Like girls, they're like sisters almost. Like when you create that like bond, like what are you gonna lean on after you guys break up? Nothing.
Okay. Also, like, not to be biased, but I feel like it's gonna be harder for girls to go back to the group rather than the guys.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay,
Girls
guys,
are so salty.
okay, guys, they're like, of course, they're still gonna be salty about it. They're gonna like, keep their distance. But girls, like, once they cut you off, they cut you off.
Yeah, but it's true. Like what we were saying, it's just like you don't know if it's worth it to. It's never worth it to drop all your friends,
Never.
and it's not healthy to drop them too. Like you have a life outside that relationship. Like that relationship can't take over your whole life.
Especially,
You
like,
build each other up with it.
yeah,
right?
like, especially when you've been friends with that person since day one.
yeah,
like,
it's so
why
sad
would
to just
you do
drop a
that?
friendship after that.
Also, if it's just like a high school relationship, I'm sorry, but like,
It's not gonna work out.
marry that person.
Like, if you already have the ring, then yeah, sure. Like,
but like,
Even so, you can break out. Like break.
But it's so. But like, yeah,
but,
like,
like,
break out.
break out. But like, yeah, it's like a high school relationship.
you're
Like,
not gonna marry the first person that you ever date. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like,
If you guys are
that's,
meant to
not
be, you
a-
guys are finding each other after. You guys need to just figure out yourselves first.
yeah, but like you just don't drop your friends for a guy. Like,
It's not worth it.
yeah, it's really not.
Maybe like heavily question the guy you're dating too.
Yeah, like why?
Okay,
like,
you know, okay.
like guys are
Some guys are so manipulative.
Yeah.
They will literally manipulate the girl into doing stuff that they wouldn't even think of doing when
Exactly,
she
yeah.
like wasn't even dating the person.
That's so toxic too. Like if a guy starts becoming controlling, like telling you what you can wear, who you can hang out with, and you have to constantly update them on where you are.
If he's like telling you to like
Yeah.
stop seeing your friends, like that's a big red flag right
And then
there.
if he can't do the same thing,
Why
oh
would
my
you do it?
goodness.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's a big no. It's a big no from us.
That's toxic right there. Screams toxic.
Yes, sir.
Our next topic is high school. So one of the questions that we got was, I don't know what to do once I graduate. I feel like that's the case for literally all seniors.
Everyone.
So
So relatable.
Like I can say that majority of us here like still don't know what to do after we graduate, and we graduate in what, like
A couple
3 months?
But you know what a smart thing to do is though? Just go into general studies.
Yeah.
If you don't know what to do.
Yeah, like university's not gonna just be like a one-way path. Like you're gonna constantly have the option to change and like move around and take things you like, find out things you don't like. So it's not like you have to have it all figured out.
No, you don't.
Right now.
Yeah, like
much time.
yeah, like you just have to remember, like it's okay to not know what you want.
Yeah.
Like you're still young.
Every single person who has like who I've known who said like, oh, like I want to go into this, like I want to have this specific job, when they get to university they end up like completely changing their mind. Like nobody really like sticks to what they like intended to do like initially. Like it's gonna change.
Like instead of wondering what you want to major in, like what you want to do specifically, think about what you like, and that will help you find out what you want.
My physiotherapist told me that we are still really young and we have like a whole life to find a job and find our interests and find work. So like what's the rush?
Yeah.
Right? So
really no rush.
Also, the best piece of advice I can give is just to not stress, because
It's gonna get worse.
I did that like a lot. So do not follow my footsteps. Like it definitely just makes things worse. And like everyone feels the same way, so like there's no point of like,
Yeah, don't even feel bad about it too, right? Like
yeah.
everyone feels the
Honestly,
same way.
Yeah.
honestly, if you don't know what to do once you graduate, you could always take like 1 year off and like explore.
Figure it out,
No, like
Find yourself.
exactly.
And I definitely wouldn't worry about like too much. Like in grade 10, they always ask like, "Oh, well, what do you want to do? Like, what course do you want to take?" And everyone was like, "I don't know," because like
Everybody was stressing out about that.
we're 15, 16. Like no one knows what they want to do at that age. So just take your time.
Even when we're in grade 8, they made us do a timeline and made us like map out our whole entire future, right? What university? Yeah, they did in Flex. They're like,
my poor 14-year-old self.
Yeah. They were like, what university do you want to go to? What do you want to do after high school? What job do you want? Like all of this stuff, and I was just like, I'm in grade 8.
That's not
Like changed over time.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why high school kind of pushes you to do that, and I honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on people.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's so many options and you don't know which to pick.
You know what? And like jobs too. Like there's so many jobs out there that just people aren't that aware of. Like people are so set on like, oh, I'm gonna be a nurse or like a doctor, something in the medical field or like business, law and stuff. But there's other things that you can go into as well. And every day, like there's new jobs that are just becoming more known too.
Oh yeah, and don't listen to your don't listen to your parents, but at the same time listen to your parents. Like you know how parents are like, oh, you have to be like this, you have to be like that.
If you don't
And
have
then
a passion for it, don't ruin your life by just like getting yourself into a job that you're gonna end up hating.
Like don't do it for your parents, like for their happiness.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to wake up every morning and go to your
You're the
job.
one putting in the hours.
Yeah,
you're the
need
one
to
doing the work.
Be happy with it.
Yeah. Joyce, you have anything to say?
I think you should just live your life to the fullest, you know? Yes, sir. But yeah, as I said, like, okay, like, it's your life. You should live how you want it to be, and like, nobody's pressuring you. Like, you yourself should do what you like because, you know, your children. Well,
If you want children.
I mean, yeah, if you want children, they're gonna be looking up to you, and you know you're gonna be their inspiration. So, just
100%.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah. So like, just keep in mind, don't do it for anyone else. Don't do it for money because don't do it for money. Like you're gonna wake up. if you want to be like an engineer, but you hate it, but like you do it for the money or because your parents want you to do that, you're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna regret it.
Oh, I also feel like, so usually, like, nowadays, especially in, like, soccer or, like, just even parties, people will just ask you what university you're gonna go to.
Oh my god.
What do you want to be?
that's so true. And then you start saying stuff, and they have like that judgmental face, and you're just like, oh, I should have picked something better. But like, I don't know, it just pressures you, and then all of a sudden you're just like thinking to yourself, you're just like, do I really want to be like this? Do I really want to do this? Like, I don't know, it's really hard to say.
Yeah, don't let other people like, you know, pressure you and change like what you actually want to do.
As long as it makes you happy. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir.
See how I didn't say Sakatoa or Pythagoras?
Is that math?
Or Le Chatelier's principle?
Oh my goodness. Or pamplemousse. That means grapefruit.
All right, so basically, some advice that I'd like to say is don't stress about your classes too much. Okay, wait, that's really bad advice. That's really bad advice, JK. We're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that out.
Honestly,
You can't.
Honestly, just try your best in school. Like, just try your best. Whether that's like a B, whatever your best that you put out there.
Matters. Putting effort, that's great.
More than
Oh, they can't see.
Don't get lazy.
A for effort.
No, this one was really bad. This was really bad.
Sometimes like effort just counts so much more because you could be getting like C's or F's or like, but you could be that type of person that goes home and puts in like 5 hours of work and effort and just doesn't get the grades, and that's so frustrating about school. And so just if you put in the effort, just know that you're like building a really good way for yourself to like work and do your homework as well as instead of just being like, hey, but I got an A.
There's a lot of people who drop out of high school that end up being so successful.
Right?
Yeah. Like Oh.
I
don't know any
Bill Gates, right? Yeah, like keep in mind that when you fail a test, it's not the end of the world. Like don't stress over something that's not gonna matter in 5 years.
Yes. Okay,
Right?
high school marks. We don't care about it in the future. It's pretty much university.
Yeah.
Marks. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, then don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it.
Yeah.
Facts. I like that.
Factuals.
And like the thing is, like your grades doesn't determine your intelligence. So like don't
Who you are as a
like don't let people tell you like, oh, you got B, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Like that's
that does
not true.
your
That's
grades
not
don't
true.
define you as a person.
Yeah.
Also,
it's not.
I feel that if you like put in effort, that will get you like more far in life than if you're just like naturally smart, you know? Because like you can be that sort of person that like
Doesn't need to study.
yeah, that doesn't need to study and just like does well, or you could be the sort of person who like maybe it takes like a lot more effort for you to like do well. But like even though it's frustrating, like having that effort will like get you further in the future, I feel like. Like not just like in academics, but like in all aspects of life. Like it's a really good quality to have. So like don't get discouraged, right?
If people see that you're trying, then they'll acknowledge it and be like, okay, this person's trying. Though they're not
Yeah.
doing their best, at least they're trying, you know?
If they have good work ethic, that's good enough. Like you don't have to just.
That will help you a lot when you're older.
Yeah. I also feel like when you're in grade 12, you shouldn't don't take like the hardest courses. Like honestly take like the
I made
easiest
that
ones.
mistake.
Like it's like your last year. You want to enjoy it. Like you want to like take it easy.
R12 is kind of hard.
It's not kind of hard. It's hard. It's hard. Put the effort in it.
I expected to just do some doodles and call it a day, but then I had to do research.
You have to research it, print out pictures, and put it in the scrapbook. If it looks like, wait,
If it looks trash to her, it's trash.
no, if it looks like,
cut that out.
what's that thing called? You know what Nolene does?
Oh, scrapbooking.
Okay, if you do scrapbooking, she calls you out. Like you can't do that stuff apparently in art.
Because it's not considered right for a sketchbook.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Okay, I have some.
But we love the art teacher.
I have some important knowledge. Join as many clubs as you can.
Yes.
I know. Charlize said it earlier.
She's just emphasizing.
I need to emphasize
Say
it.
aloud for the people.
I need to emphasize that because like once you join more clubs and more sports and stuff, you can make so many friends that are not in your friend group. You can get, you can talk to so many other people. Plus it's like the experiences that you gain while doing the sport or the club is just so fun. Like you're not gonna in a few years from now you're not gonna remember what pre-calculus 12. You're not gonna remember that. Like maybe in 5 years you'll remember you had a bomb time at provincials. Like you'll remember that, but you will not remember English 12.
Like, if you join,
Say something else. Say something else.
Other than what though, when you join clubs and stuff, you make good connections with the people in it as well. You can make lifetime connections. You know?
Yes, sir.
yeah,
That's what you're gonna be looking back as far as saying it's the memories that count.
yeah, and then not only that, it's just that I'm sorry.
We're editing it.
Memory went.
Just remember that when you join clubs and extracurriculars, you're gonna discover things you didn't know you're good at.
Yeah.
Also, it looks really good on your resume.
Yeah.
And it makes you stand out for universities too when you're trying to get into it. It's not just your grades; it makes you they're looking for a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
And it shows
I joined that, but I never went.
Interrupt this podcast to thank our sponsor, Simply Spice.
Just like this podcast, this flavorful seasoning can be used to spice up your life and your food.
Add this seasoning to any meal that needs a little kick or quick fix.
Simply Spice can be purchased at any local grocery store, so come and pick some up to add some spice to your life.
Now back to our
I have
usual.
a question for y'all. Do you guys think that the way a teacher teaches matters?
Yes.
Yes.
If you have a bad teacher, it's really not your fault if you do bad in that course, because if you're not learning it properly, then how are you supposed to do well?
But
Like-
what is a bad teacher? Like,
If you have a monotone voice, I'm sorry, I'm falling asleep in your class. Like, Francis and I fall asleep in this one class all the time. Not gonna name names, but like, it's a really bad class. It's a really bad class.
If the teacher,
I mean, I fall asleep in all my classes, so.
if your teacher doesn't explain anything to you, it makes you like research your own stuff, like learn it by yourself. That's no.
Teachers say
No, that's a bad teacher.
How about when someone, or like when a teacher, like how they treat their students?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you think that's something?
matters.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so some teachers they like tone down when it comes to like mental health. So I don't want to say it's so controversial. So like they're not really that understanding with mental health. Like, you're going through so much stuff.
I mean, some
Grade
teachers-
12. Well, some
Yeah.
teachers, of course, there's other like majority that are understanding. But like, this is grade 12 year. It's getting more stressful, applications and everything. And then, of course, like, some people have like personal stuff that goes through their life, right? I'm starting to shake. But like, some teachers just don't understand that, and like, that's really hard to go through, especially
I agree.
because
Like,
you need
support.
I feel like we've all been through something like that, where like,
a teacher didn't understand.
yeah, where we go through something and then like we just can't handle it when we go to school, and the teacher's just like, oh, sorry, but like, I can't do anything about it. It's not my problem, it's your
I have such a
problem.
good example for this. When I was in grade 9, this wasn't at Notre Dame, so I can like Mr. DeSantis is gonna know what I'm talking about at Windermere. But basically, my grade 9 French teacher, my grandma just passed away, so I missed like 2 weeks of school. And basically, I went back. I didn't do any homework, obviously, but I came back to the class and she asked for my homework. I was like, oh, like, I told her, whatever, grandma passed away, I didn't get to do my homework. She told me that wasn't an excuse, and I ended up dropping out of the class. That's why I was a year behind in French. So it really affects your...
That's on favorites.
Yeah.
That's on
favorites.
favorites.
Okay, favorites.
Yeah,
okay.
it's on favorites.
Okay, it doesn't have to be with school teachers. It could be like with
Coaches.
coaches or anything.
Even
Literally.
like a leader or anything.
Yeah, a leader. You guys hate favorites, right?
Oh,
Everybody hates favorites.
Unless you
It's
are the
so
favorite.
unfair.
Then it's
That's so true.
Yeah, because you're just like, I'm the best. Yeah. But I don't know.
When they get extra privileges,
Yeah.
especially like, it's just not fair to the other students, and it really boggles them too.
Yeah.
When the other students like can't.
Because it's like not fair.
It's not.
Especially if that person is working harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, on another note, too, I've had, like, some really good teachers, but also a teacher that would think it would be cool to talk about other people and make jokes of them in the class when they weren't present there to defend themselves. So, like, I've had teachers be like, well, like, so-and-so's, like, dumb, and or, like, make really bad jokes about another person, and that student wasn't even in the class to say, like, hey, that's not cool, or hey, don't say that, or not even defend themselves. And it was just the teacher trying to, like, be cool and get with the kids and, like, be young again and stuff. And it was just, I found that, like, very, very not okay
No, like,
at
imagine
all.
not appropriate. Hearing about that, like, that would really like hurt their feelings, especially if it's a teacher, someone that like is supposed to like.
It's all confidential.
Yeah.
Self-esteem. Very popular topic. Very popular topic. It's something that everybody kind of goes through in high school, like in like how we think about ourselves, you know, question, how do I build my self-esteem?
I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's not easy to build self-esteem at all. There will be days where you're going to feel so ugly inside and out. And that's when you have to learn how to push yourself. Identify what you're good at, list your accomplishments, and continue doing it. If you're a good cook, keep cooking for other people.
Amen.
Learn to accept compliments. Substitute self-criticism with self-compassion. No matter how hard it is to believe, you're beautiful in your own way. You know, just be patient.
And that's on God.
Yeah.
Is good.
I would just say mainly to stop comparing yourself to other people. Because once you just accept that you are your own person, then that's just gonna, like, really help your own self-esteem. Yeah.
feel like other people's play a really really big factor in self-esteem because
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, we can cut that out. We can cut. I forgot what I said.
Wait, so
I
what
kinda
did you say
blacked
at the beginning? What?
How'd you build your self-esteem?
No, Francis, what was your beginning sentence?
People play a really big factor in lowering your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I feel like also like the standards that's in the media right now, it's like all the girls want to look a certain way, and a lot of people like even like just like the North American stuff. Like we always like think that like other cultures aren't like they're they're beautiful in their own way, right? But then like what's considered beautiful here is different from what's beautiful in like other places, and that's what people have to remember too.
I get what you're saying. For me, like, body image is, like, a huge factor of this, too, because, like, personally, I had to unfollow so many accounts on social media that made me think, like, I wanted to look like this or look like that or be like this and be that successful. So sometimes, like, social media is, like, really not going to help your self-esteem in certain ways. But, like, that was just for me, though.
Also, I feel like it's really important to like not focus on what you don't have, but like focus on like what you do have and like the positive like things about yourself, because it's so easy to say like, oh, like I don't have this, like I don't have a nice nose, I don't have nice lips, but like instead of saying that, you have to focus on like what you do have and just have like a more positive outlook on yourself. Like it'll make you more happier overall, I feel like.
Another thing that I think is very important is probably just like doing what makes yourself happy, and like it's easier said than done, but kind of just disregard what everyone else says in a way. Like do what makes you happy, and it doesn't really matter what other people say, because in the end, if you're happy, then that's all that matters.
That's literally what I lived by in grade 8, because I used to always look at other people and be like, oh, I want to look like that. I wish I looked like that. But by the end of the day, like, I realized I can't change who I am. I have to live with it. But, like, I'm happy with it. And that's how I get by.
Honestly, fake it till you make it actually, like, it can work. Like, it does work. Like, when I was younger, I used to, like, have really bad self-esteem. Like, I would, like, think I was so, like, ugly. And then like,
Cindy, you're beautiful.
oh my god, thanks. Stop, you're making me blush. You know what? But like but like honestly, like if you tell yourself, yeah, you're beautiful in the mirror, like one day it's actually gonna hit you, and you're gonna see one part of yourself. You're gonna like look at your eyes and be like, oh, I actually like the shape of my eyes. I like the color of my eyes. Like I have brown eyes. I used to like want to have like blue or green eyes too. When I was like 13. Like now
Sophia's just like everyone.
Like I wanted Sophia's eyes, you know? Like I saw her the first time in grade 8. I'm just like, oh my god, her eyes are so nice. Her eyes are so nice.
Honestly, that's everyone, though.
Yeah.
That was everybody.
And then I started to love my own eyes. Like I'd be like, yeah, my eyes remind me of chocolate, and I really like chocolate, you know? Like, yeah.
I'm not just saying this, I love brown eyes.
Me too.
Aren't they beautiful?
I love brown eyes.
I love them.
I used to think brown eyes look like poop.
Okay, honestly, my piece of advice for this, just block out the haters. Yes. Block them out, you know. Don't let anybody else tell you you're not this, you're not that. Just block them out, ignore them, and be you.
Yeah. Oh, also trends like come and go, I guess. Cause like, remember in grade 7 when everybody wanted to dye their hair like red or like. No. Let me finish my sentence. So everybody wanted to. No, it's not just you too. It's like several other people. Like, oh my god. So like for example, track and field. All I see is like redheads. Some with ombre, like orange to brown, solid line.
Black to solid yellow.
Yes. No, okay, and then also, we were more into like
cute things, I guess. Like, you know those hoodies with like the monsters. Yeah, and then also like we liked the emo look, the Tumblr look. Remember? I might be pulling a little strings, but yeah, that changed over time. Trends go like come and go.
Be unique. Like don't don't try and be like everyone else. Do what you want to do.
Yes, Neely.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Thanks for listening to Spicy Advice.
Was that spicy enough for you?